welcome back to Q&A with Producer Evan. We've got Producer Evan here in studio asking questions, and we're giving some answers.
Yeah, and I got a big question for you guys today. But first of all, I want to congratulate the man next to me, in between me and I here. He is officially our new morning meteorologist. Congratulations,
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course, and we love having you on. So the question I have for you today is, what does it mean to you to do the morning news? And what are the big changes you've seen going from weekend, which is 6 or 5 p.m. and the 10 p.m., the morning's a big difference. So I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, first and foremost, doing the morning news in Florida has always been a dream of mine. So this is certainly this is a huge moment for me.
Awesome.
Very thrilled, very excited, honored, and just looking forward to it. And,
I don't think it's hit you yet, it sounds
and
like.
it hasn't really. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, ready to do some good work with you guys. It's going to be fantastic.
Awesome.
But again, you kind of got me in my head there. What was the second part of that?
What does it mean to do the morning news? So you said it's always been a dream to do the morning in Florida. Why is that?
Well, the morning news usually has the most energy. The evening news a little bit more on the serious end, right? But you can do the morning news. You got to be able to wake people up. You got to bring the energy. You got to be able to, you're the person that people look to start their day. So to me, being able to be a high energy guy and be able allow for viewers to really start their day off on a high note, certainly that means the world to me. So.
And I mean, definitely high energy. Yesterday you did the Ray Lewis shuffle.
I did. It was not the best demonstration, just a toned down, if it was really going to get into it.
We also
you
got
to get that space.
Right.
You got to have that side.
We don't want you to rip your suit, but you do throw a couple dance moves here, so the energy's here for sure. Yeah. And so we congratulate Emmett once again for becoming our morning news, morning meteorologist. I almost said anchor, because I'm going to you, Mia. What does being the morning news anchor mean to you?
Oh my goodness. In the same vein of what Emmett was saying, is its own dream. Being able to see like my predecessor Jessica Foster and all the things that she was able to do and all the fun that they had, and really having just like such a great team was something that I really wanted going into it. And being able to do a bunch of really fun segments. So Emmett, I don't know how, like, you've been doing it for a couple weeks now. We do a lot of different segments. Everything from Thursdays, canvassing the community is relatively new in my time since being here. It was the dream of our morning producer, Abby, who really wanted to do a segment of highlighting art in our community every Thursday. So that's a fun one. Being able to do that and having segments, having things that we can do every week and have the energy and excitement for. Fridays, obviously Foodie Friday. That's a good one that we love. But being able to have people in on the show and bring them into the studio and talk about upcoming events and doing all the things, it's so exciting and it's so much fun. But it's a big responsibility, and like putting it in, even the way that you were wording it, of you're supposed to be waking people up in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a big responsibility, and it's really, there's really not words for it. Just a blessing to do it.
And to me that makes sense, where I think back when I was, this, big. Well, I'm exaggerating, right? But I remember getting ready for school, and my parents had TV in their room. So like, as they're getting ready, I was getting ready, and they always had the morning news on to get the weather in the morning and then to hear what's going on around town. So the morning news to me is in my heart, because it's something I literally grew up with. So, and not here, but I'm excited to be a part of what people wake up to around here as well.
Building it out, putting it together, and deciding how you're going to fit those stories and have it play out in a way that is digestible and makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I do think having this extra hour added on top is awesome, because we can do these sit downs with people who come in or talk. I mean, we talk on here for 10 plus minutes every day. We have a small podcast basically where we could talk about what's going on around the community, and we've had multiple chats where our Facebook comments blow up and have, everyone put their input in. So yeah.
It's even fun being able to have like the recall, the scam alerts as well. Just getting a couple like flashes of here's like things to keep your eye out for. I mean, even, and I think I can say this, even recently we had a recall that came through, and it was stuff that I knew that we had in our break room.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
So like even like applying, like it applies to us, paying attention to those things.
I do feel like we're all the most informed as well, where a lot of things do happen overnight, so we are the first people to bring that to you.
Yeah.
So, especially with big events that'll come later in the day too.
Yeah.
So, I also want to shout out Sean Bro, who's doing a live shot every morning. So that is another luxury we have on the morning show, where people have the time in the morning to talk, where in the evening, like you said, it's a little more serious. So it is a good wake up. So I want to shout her out too.
And she brings in the best and the biggest energy, and just really, and it's really cool even having some of the reporters filling in on our desk and them getting to see Sean do it, 'cause they're not necessarily even up that early to see her work, and then how fluid she is with her live shots is truly incredible, where she makes everyone feel so comfortable. She's great at like, okay, and here's what we're doing. Like she just, her ability to pivot and problem solve and figure it out all while on air, keeps track of her words.
I don't know how she does it. Emmett, you were with her yesterday doing a live shot.
That's right. Yep. Right outside the station.
That's
We were
right.
doing the Weather Plus cookout live shot. That was a lot of fun.
So Breaking the Ice with Emmett Rice came back in a live shot interview form yesterday. What have you learned? Let's go back to the morning, and what have you learned most transitioning from weekend evenings to here? I know it's a lot more weather, so.
A lot more weather, but also a lot more reps. So I'm becoming a lot more fluid. On top of that, I'm also pausing, being able to take a breath, learning to take a breath and deliver what needs to be delivered and said in a smoother way, right? Because on the weekends, you only have two forecasts pretty much for your 6 o'clock and your 10 o'clock every week. Well, technically 4. So it's a little harder to get the reps needed to be able to really get to a certain point, if that makes sense.
That makes sense to me, because with the morning and having these more reps, you can section out different weather hits to what you want to talk about, whether you want to go national like you just did, and then do a little more hyper-local in our next forecast, right? And then throughout the morning, you have talking airport and national, like I said, so that makes sense to me.
Yeah, you're branching out. You're doing a lot more forecasts for the region during the morning show, but in the weekend, you only have so much time, so you can really only keep it hyper-local. So.
That reminds me, and I know this is what Mia has taught me, is a lot of people down here also have second houses, so having regional forecasts and regional news are really important.
Yeah.
And Mia, could you touch on that?
Yeah, I'll elaborate on that a little bit, because when I was our digital media producer, that's not what it's called, digital content producer, one of the things that I did is when we were lacking some of the local content, I'd either mainly pull from Alabama, Georgia, maybe I'd pull some from other states around there, but for the main hello? Okay.
Hi.
Anyways, hi guys, welcome back. Okay, no, for the most part is what I was trying to say. For the most part, I'd pull from Alabama and Georgia, because I know a lot of people have second homes here, or are coming down here frequently. It's their place to vacation. It's so close proximity. Or even during snowbird season, wanting to pull more from more northern states because it is more applicable, but keeping in mind who your audience is when it comes to some of the things that we're putting on our site. So focusing on some of that regional weather matters too, because people are traveling in, they're driving in, they want to know what's going to happen on their drive. And to the point of talking about weather in the morning, so much of our show is really built around the weather, because you're sending people out the door and people want to know, do I need a jacket? Do I need raincoat, umbrella, mittens?
Let's hope not.
We don't. We know. We're good.
A tank top and a water bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing I really hadn't thought of as we have done this morning is, because I rarely leave this area because I have a job, I don't think of other people traveling through airports or just traveling around the U.S. that day, so they want to know what's going on for their morning weather and see what the weather's looking like when they land or when they get there. So I think it really is important to have everything, and you get that on the morning.
That's one of the reasons I love Airport Report, is because a lot of the times you can kind of say things like, hey, like it's Easter weekend, you might be like traveling to go see your family, or your family's coming into town. Or 4th of July, same way. People love to come down to the beach. Everyone's hanging out outside. They want to be out in the water, or they're out grilling. Like, what was my point? They're coming down here.
Right.
And when they're coming here and they're traveling, it may not, we know it's going to be full sun here, basically. But if they're coming from, I don't know, North Carolina, South Carolina, and there's whatever front moving on through, like, what do they need to know when they're coming here? And, you know, you start noticing patterns with specific airports too. Like, I know our, what is it, Fort, I almost said Fort.
It's Texas.
It is Fort Worth. Fort Worth, Texas. That one, we usually have, there's a lot of weather situations going on there.
Yeah.
So then we see a lot of delays and cancellations when it comes to our airport report with ECP and VPS, like keeping your eye on those things. A lot of delays and cancellations are in Washington, D.C. as well, even our Charlotte, which is a main hub, Atlanta, another main hub that people are traveling through. So it's a good thing to know and be able to look at that national forecast right after and know the reason why for those delays and cancellations and making those connections. I think is a really cool little segment, little bit on the morning.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want everyone to go to producer Evan WJHG and say congratulations to Emmett. And I mean, I guess you can follow him as well on his Facebook. What's your Facebook? Is it just Emmett Rice?
It's just Emmett Rice.
Awesome. So we'll have a post here, but we wanted to congratulate Emmett officially, and you will see him every morning from now on.
Yay! Well, thanks so much for joining us so far. When we come back, we'll check in with Sean Brown.